Welcome in, guys. This is the HFL Draft Analysis. I'm here with yours truly and head commissioner, Mike Sisti. What's going on, Mike?
What's going on, Cam Willy? How are things out in New Jersey?
Same old, same old. It's about 50 degrees here, much nicer than it is in Chicago. But
I don't
Mike,
know.
we're
We got a
less than.
50 spot out in the Midwest right now. Cornfields are
Oh,
looking
you're
nice.
in the 50s. You're in the 50s out there.
We're in the 50s out here. I mean, they must know that it's HFL season, getting us ready to rock and roll on Sunday.
They know it too well. Can't be bad weather. We're less than what are we? Six days. 6 days
Six
from
days
war.
away from the third inaugural, because you know what? It always feels like the first time. That's why it's the third
It,
inaugural.
it does. It gets better every year drastically. Last year was a hoot. First year was a great time. This year, the expectations are unmatched.
Well, I got to throw stones right away, Cam Willie. I mean, first of all, I can't wait to be your teammate. But these boys from up north have been chatting me up all morning. I tell you, this Santarelli kid thinks he's coming down here to do some work. I don't know what
Well,
the heck he's thinking.
we'll get down to the Santarellis in a second, and actually, we will do that in a second when we release our power rankings after the draft analysis. But I'll tell you this about the YNs and the fellas up north. Listen here. You guys are already showing up late because RJ's got you by the cajones. You guys are showing up late. You better be there on time. I'll say that right now. Dom Santarelli, as the captain of your team, if you guys don't show up, you're forever banned. You'll never get into anything with the cool hitters ever again. I'll say that. I'll say that here. If you guys are, I'll give you a grace period of 10 minutes. But it's a tight ship. The schedule was released to me today. It's not released out to the public yet. Right, Commissioner?
That's correct. We will have another analysis podcast, whatever you want to call it, tomorrow to give the schedule release. Like I said in the draft, very excited that this is the first regular season we'll have in HFL history, and then we'll get the playoffs rocking and rolling in the early afternoon. Hopefully, about an hour before Super Bowl, we'll be crowning our first, or I guess it would be HFL Bowl 2 is what I'm
Yeah.
crowning it. Yes, with the two Roman numerals,
Yes.
HFL Bowl 2 champion. And you know what? All I got to say, Cam, is I think I remember history. I could be wrong. I know I'm a little older than all you guys, but I believe the Packers won the first two Super Bowls. And it's looking a lot like that for the Mahomies after the draft that Corey Les put together. Why don't we start right there and see what your thought is on the Mahomies and the extra players that they drafted?
Oh my gosh. Well, first off, I'll say this clear as we're already talking about the Mahomies right now. Coming in the draft, the Mahomies, which you're now a part of. I was one of the. I actually caught. Not to toot my own horn here. I caught the winning touchdown at the buzzer last year to secure the first. Well, really the second inaugural um, championship for the Mahomies. Fantastic team over there already. You got the likes of just talented people. You got Case and Bynum. You got Mickey Lotus, Jackson Rudolph, Justin Vandertook, Danny Foxgrover, Corey Les, Cam Williams. You already have all the A-listers.
Do
And
you think Tukey's rocking the Tims this year, Cam? I think that
oh,
was a good luck charm. Is he coming with the Tims this year?
he came. I 100%. If he doesn't come with the Tims, I don't think he can play. That's how I look at it. I mean, you see the guy walking with Tim's and a wife beater and a ski mask on. Is he
He means
really
that
gonna lose? Is he really gonna lose? Also, that reminds me, for all the captains who are listening to this, you better have a team uniform. If you don't have a team uniform, you guys show up willy nilly like you did last year. That's why you guys didn't win. Look at the Mahomies last year. We dressed the.
continuity, Williams. Continuity. That's what it was. That's why. Don't get me wrong. I guess I was standing on Jack Ryan last year with Jake, who will not be named Godfrey. But I mean, like, talk about an upgrade, buddy. I went from the outhouse to the penthouse like that, just with a Corey Les pick. So can't wait. Can't wait.
100%. It's you can't get any better than this. And while we're talking about it, like you said, the Mahomies this year, Corey Les masterclass draft already had the best team coming into it, and he had to wait a little bit till I believe about I think it was round 8. He had to wait till he could draft. But that brother, he drafted incredible. Let me tell you this. I'll run down the list. Round 8, he picked up Lucas Rosas. I actually don't know much about him, but I've heard rumors that guy can run, catch, and boy, can he play defense. That's what I heard, Mike.
I'm telling you, Sandberg's finest. The kid has come into Sunday workouts and had something to prove. And I know we're just talking about baseball, but Cam, you know better than anybody because, I mean, look at you. You're an Adonis, buddy. An athlete knows athlete, and this kid is an athlete, 150%. He reminds me of young Cam Williams when I met him when he was 14 years old. Slim, slender, full of speed, full of piss and vinegar. The kid's going to take out. The only thing he has on you, Cam, is he has a little Latino in his blood, a little salsa. That I think.
And everybody knows if you can play ball and you're determined to play baseball, man, you can play any sport. Everybody knows that. Going down the list, you got Owen Weber falling in the 9th round to the Mahomies. Owen Weber, just a solid guy. He knows how to do it. He's small, but he's quick. I got a lot of trust in him.
You know what I got to think, Cam? Again, it's fellow catcher, man. I mean, if this kid could catch Connor Essenberg, Lucas Acevedo, Adam Girl, Tyler Bartley, this kid could catch a football. That's what I'm thinking.
Sure. For sure, if you could catch 90+ and then Adam Girl's 93, you got it all day long.
I mean, I think he could catch Ben Girl with how good this kid's projecting.
He might be able to catch Jake Ross. Who knows?
I mean, rumor has it Jake's up to 91, but hey, I digress.
I heard he's back up. We'll see. We're all waiting to see it. Just like we're waiting to see JJ Edgy play. Man, he just fell to the 10th round. What a steal by the Mahomies. That guy's got fire. He's got grit. He's got determination. And coming along with the Mahomies who've been there, done that, wore the T-shirt, he's going to fit right in. He's got that persona to him, that aura to him, Mike.
Southside through and through, Cam. Southside through and through. I mean, I'm a Joliet guy. I like to say I'm blue-collar tough, but nothing like that J.J. Quinlan kid. That kid he's edge of steel, baby. He's the 100%. Edge of steel.
He reminds me of a former player, Jack Ryan.
Yeah, 100%.
Just that blue-collar grit. Then in the 11th round, I don't know how he fell. I mean, he's not the greatest player in the world, but this guy can play above half the guys on this roster or on everyone else's roster. That's Brendan Carlson.
You know, you just said it. You just said it, Cam. I mean, Carlson to me, Jay Cross 2.0. Sometimes you just need a tall guy that takes up space. I mean, that's just the way it is.
That's all you need. And I'll tell you what, he's a vibes guy too. I like where his head's at most of the time. And then the steal of the draft, in my opinion, the ultimate vibes guy, the ultimate guy who could do everything. Drafted in the 12th round, almost Mr. Irrelevant, but he's not. And he's joining the Mahomies, Mike Sisti.
All I gotta say, man, is lineman, no lineman, and me and Cam Willy, man, you better watch out for the screen pass, HFL. You know, 100%. And Santarelli, I'm looking at you in the championship, buddy.
Wow, you think the YNs are getting in the championship?
They got an older team, but you know what? I think what's next on our list. I tell you, the team that I'm worried about. And I don't want to jump ahead on you. I think we're on the same page, Cam. Mahomie Killas. I'm kind of impressed with what Michael Joseph Chalet put together out there in the draft. I'm not going to lie to you. If we see him on the other side on Championship Sunday, I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't be either. MJ drafted an incredible team. I wouldn't go as far as you to say seeing him in the championship, but I do. I'm scared. I wouldn't say I'm totally scared, but they're not a walk in the park like Keegan Farnes.
But Cam, can I give you something? You know what cracks me up about the modest MJ Chalet is he definitely put a team together of young people so that he can get the ball. Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, I know Terrell Owens one time is long. I know you're a Philly guy. I know sometimes he just says, or was that Keyshawn who said, give me the damn ball? I think they both did. I think MJ Chalet's draft says, give me the damn ball.
And if you remember, he had a plan coming into the draft. He knew exactly what he was going to pick, and it seemed like he got every single pick that he wanted. He's got a couple guys in there who are looking to make a comeback. You know, you got Cole Sisti, who was basically, I mean, he was injured out of the walk-in last year by Mahomie captain Corey Less, so he looks to make it. He'll be a big name for the Mahomie Killas, in my opinion.
I tell you, the kid is blood, and it's going to sound like some nepotism right now, but I think what people forget, besides getting freaking cold cocked 2 years in a row by Corey Less, our fearless leader, is Cole Sisti actually had the game-tying touchdown on a Hail Mary last year to take the championship game into overtime. As Jake, we will not mention his name, Godfrey, just talk Fry Daddy for us, is, Cole Sisti had a little moss play in the back right-hand corner of the end zone, and let me tell you something, the kid's standing about 6'1", so height is a big thing in this HFL tournament, and I'll tell you another one that's impressing me, just because he's a freak of nature. We call him the second coming of Jesus, Black Cat, as Michael Jordan used to be called, Cooper Holman. This kid is from the down on the farm, Cam, country strong, coming in with his Wilmington shirt every day. Yes, sir, no, sir. Kid reminds me of young Bryant Reeves. I know that's a little old reference for you, but that was the old Memphis Grizzly guys that had the flat top that used to dominate the
Yeah,
hardwood. I think this kid can dominate the football field. This kid's a freak.
number one pick, and he's got that Southern grit to him. I mean, I gotta say, it'll be interesting to see how he throws the pigskin around. I don't know who's their quarterback gonna be. Is it gonna be Ryan?
I tell you right now is that I'm looking at MJ Schle's roster right now. So he went with two young guns, which I'm kind of shocked at. In the middle, he had one of those favorites I know you're really hot about, the Red Rocket, Ryder Mahachek. What do you think
Yeah,
about that kid?
man. Let me tell you about Ryder. In my opinion, this guy might have been one of the better picks in the draft out of any team that we've seen. Ryder, the Red Rocket, similar getting comparisons to, in my opinion, is the best backup quarterback of all time, minus Nick Foles, Andy Dalton. Ryder
Oh,
getting drafted in the 8th round, guys. 8th round. How did he fall in the 8th round?
I,
Mind you, he posted another Instagram highlight of him throwing again today, and it just looks too good.
this kid lives on social media, Cam. I don't know what the hell we're going to do about this kid. He lives on social media. But I tell you, the other one that shocks me is he was a throw in because we didn't know he was playing. It's Santino. Don't call me Sonny Mateo. Don't call me the Sun Bun. Let me tell you
Yeah,
something. You want a little fun fact for you? I'll give you a fun fact, Cam. There's been two people in the hitters programs that have won state titles in football. You know who those two people are? Yours truly, Mike Sisti, and Santino Mateo with the Montini Broncos this past year as a freshman backup quarterback. So he was warming the pine. He was writing on the clipboard. But let me tell you something. The kid
and
learned
he took
something.
down the right now.
He's got a rocket for an arm.
It's going to be interesting to see who MJ uses as their quarterback. He picked up two young guns, and I think both of them could do the damage.
And I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at his roster some more, Cam. I'm kind of liking the trip set from MJ Schley to go along as MJ Schley's playing the X receiver. He's got some slot guys, and what do you call it? Looks like Jake Nielsen, the young gun
Yeah,
out of 8th grade. He's got, Ryder Sisti rocking a tight end with him. And then
yeah,
also on the inside is probably the best dressed, best kept secret of the draft, in my opinion, Knox Britsky. This kid,
yeah.
who is this kid coming with the flash and grit, Cam? He reminded me of a young Cam Willy being all full of himself. What do you think about this guy?
Yeah, you saw him on the draft. He's been chattering in our group chats. Actually, not too long ago, I'll share this. As a Mahomie, I saw Hunter Schley and this kid Knox were in the same party chat on Xbox. So doing the thing that I had to do best was I had to go in their party chat and just say that they're gonna get killed. I just dropped in that the Mahomies are number one. They'll always be number one, and I left and I got out of there. Unbeknownst to me, though, this is what I like about this kid. He could have put his tail in his butt. He could have dragged away and walked away in sorrow.
Could have
But
boot
this
scooted
kid,
it.
he could have. Yeah, I'm playing Xbox, chilling. This guy, I get bombarded by the Mahomie Killas. Knox gets up in there. Hunter Slayer in there. I'm getting dogged. I'm getting flamed. Mahomie Killas are gonna run us over. I like the fire. I like the grit. He
You're
had a
too young.
pretty.
You're too young. That's my. It's hard to be a killer, a gangsta, when the only gangsta on your team is Braylon Brownie Blackwell. That
Yeah,
when the only gangster on your team is Braylon Brownie Blackwell, and he's the last one we're talking about. I hate to say it, MJ. I love you to death. You're like a son to me. You're too young this year, bud. Maybe next year.
I agree.
There's something to experience. You're too young. You're too young.
100%. I'm going to add one more thing to that. Pre-draft, as we were doing, as I called in with MJ, just to get a little coverage before the draft even started, he said, and I quote, I am not drafting Hunter Schley. Hunter Schley ended up on his team. But that does remind me, because I'm going to go back to the board. I think one of the better picks in the draft was actually drafting Hunter Schley. He fell into the 9th round, Sisti. There's so many worse talent that got picked before him, in my
Let,
opinion.
let me
MJ
tell
had
you something. What you guys don't know about me is that I'm so HFL. Is I was scouting an 8th grade game this year between the Frankfurt Falcons and what do you call it, the Frankfurt Square. I don't even know, Spartans or whatever the hell their name is. Justin Less versus Hunter Schley. Hunter Schley could be a dark horse for your starting quarterback. I saw him drop a dime to
really.
Knox Britsky that I haven't seen from an 8th grader in a long time. And let me tell you something. If you ever seen Hunter throw a baseball, didn't know the kid had it. Didn't know the kid had it.
You make a good point. Like you said, though, MJ's got a young team. It's going to be interesting to see what they're able to do. But you know what I want to move on to, though? Bonds Fat. Now
Oh
this is
God,
a team. This is a
stop
team.
it.
This is a team
Stop
that
it.
scares me. If there's one team that I think's coming in with a little bit of heat and some fire, it would be Bonds Fat. You got the man, the myth, the legend, Scott Oftedal. the guy who overtook the Pittsburgh Steelers last year. He overtook Evan Less, Hall of Famer, as quarterback because Evan Less couldn't get the job done.
And Scotty made a run, and let's not forget he has ownership of Jonas Williams. I don't know if you've seen that property on Bolingbrook. It's called the Off the Doll States right now. Just so you know, like Jonas is having nightmares while I'm here, and I heard him when Dan Lanny flew to Chicago to see Jonas. Jonas actually told him, "You need to go see Scotty Off the Doll." Hey, folks, let's look to the side of your screen. I want to analyze this right now. Look at Jonas Jesus Williams dropping back the pass against Andrew, throws a bullet. Look at that! Wait, we got
a little
right here. Look at him just read this. Cam, walk us through this. Diagram this. How does he just get this done?
So before I play the video, because it takes a second for it to get going, this man Scotty Off the Doll. That's what I'm telling you. He's heading the Bonds Fat program. The guy knows the ball. If it will play here, let's see. Might have to get still glitchy. So I'm just going to talk about Bonds Fat while this thing goes. Bonds Fat's got a team and a half. Personally, I think they had the best.
Look at this kid just sitting in the hitch right here, Cam. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah,
I'm your football guy. I'm trying to be your football guy. Scotty Off the Doll, sitting in the hitch. Jonas Williams, this guy's going to Dan Lanning. This guy's going to Alabama. Nick Saban retired because he couldn't coach the greatness of Jonas Williams, and Scotty just sat on this hitch like that. Just keep replaying this. You know what? I know we got a half hour to talk ball, but just keep replaying this.
Let's go full screen real quick, see if this helps it out. Scotty Off the Doll, the guy knows what he's doing.
Oh, look at this. Just full peak, 60-inch vertical, guys. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You know how many picks Jonas threw this year? I don't know how many, but I know Scotty Off the Doll was one of them, if not the only one.
I'm telling you, the thing that kills me though, if Scotty just had that 62-inch vertical, he's taking this back for 6, Cam. But you know what? Athletes make plays.
100%. We'll try to play this at the end, Mike. Here, I don't know what's going on with it. Well, look at that.
No, looks good though. Hey, let's go on to another player, Cam. Tell me, let me talk about this right now. I think I know that Make-A-Wish was a partner this year, but it's like I understand the kid got sick last year, but Sean Cripps, #1 pick in the draft. What do you think about that?
Let me tell you here. I think, in my opinion, Sean Cripps was the best first-round pick. I think he was the best guy to draft in the draft.
Whoa.
In the draft.
Tell us more, Cam. Tell us more.
I think Sean Cripps. The guy got sick. He showed up with a whole box of tissues last year and had to call it quits. The guy, you should have seen him.
He drove home.
He drove home. He quit. He tried to make it. The guy woke up at 8 a.m. to haul his cakes over to Cadence and Joliet in the slums of Joliet, only to get flamed by his teammates because he showed up with a box of tissues. The guy was not ready to play. He was under the weather. But this year, in my opinion, he was the #1 pick in the draft. For sure, and I think he definitely deserved it. The guy's the best player on the draft board, in my opinion. Versatile.
I'm telling you, the steal on Bonds Fat. Hey man, kid's after my heart. Everybody knows I love the kid. You don't have to do it. Daniel Coyle, PBR loves him. I love him. You love him. Tom Less loves him. Dave Derzine, everybody loves him.
Who doesn't love him?
The kid's a media darling. He's an athlete. He's a superstar. I mean, the kid is the definition of class.
He really is, and he does it all, Mike. There's not much more that you can do, and that's why Bonds Fat scares me. They got the biggest 1-2 in the draft, Sean Cripps and Daniel Coyle, and then they followed it up with Emilio Gonorrhea, dude. You can't beat it. That speedster. I don't know how he is catching and throwing, but he's a speedster.
He's just like his name says, Cam. Once you catch it, you can't get rid of it. Once you catch it, you can't get rid of it. I mean, that's the way it is. But the something is, I don't want to short sale any of these guys, but I'm gonna lump Stella, I'm gonna lump Ross, and I'm gonna lump Harris together. Andrew's a bad football program. I know it produced Scotty Off the Doll, but not a fan of Andrew's football program, and none of these kids play football. So what the hell is Scotty thinking?
See, that's where I agree with you here. There's a lot of random Joe Schmoes in the middle of that draft board, especially drafting Jake Ross. Got to be the biggest liability in the draft, probably in the league.
I hope that pinky's okay.
I mean, God forbid he gets a jammed finger. He's out for the year possibly, and definitely costing Bonds Fat a championship. But let me tell you about this. This might be a dark horse in the draft, and I've been telling you about it for a while. And sadly, it is sad that I have to admit it, but Cormac Saunders, one of the best draft picks.
Whoa, I like where your head's at, because let me tell you something. This kid, he's got newfound athleticism. When you drop about 150, you find a little bit of speed. I think the last I clocked him was about an 8.1 40. That
Yeah.
is about an 8.140. So, I
Yeah.
mean, the kid is quickening up. I think he's trying to graduate from the offensive line this year, Cam. And
He
you know
might try.
what? Hey, just so you guys know, follow our sponsors.
Please do. Yeah. Also, not to mention, I think Scotty has an interesting choice here. I don't know if he's going to be playing quarterback or who's going to be playing quarterback on the team, but I do know Cormac Saunders could be a dark horse quarterback. He'll get the job done. I don't know if he's got a deep ball in him, but he can spin it pretty decent, and I think he can throw it across the middle good, out routes, check downs, you name it. I think he'll
Hey,
be a
you know
versatile.
what? I'm hoping Cormac can spin it because I'm telling you right now, I know Scotty can spin it, but I think Scotty's more valuable in the field, Cam. I'm just being honest
100%.
with you. He's a jack of all trades, and you know what? If we're just having Scotty throw the football, yeah, he's got some guys like Coyle and Gondaria, and I mean, I'm looking at the list. I mean, young Zach Vandertuck maybe has a shot. Maybe he has a little
Yeah.
bit more chutzpah than his brother, but you know what? I don't know if he's going to rock the Tims like Justin would. I mean, like there's a lot to live up to in that. This is a game of like a family. This is really HFL is about family and about generational talent. And Justin Vandertuck is, I mean, when that kid came up, he came and he brought the smoke. He
Yeah.
definitely brought the smoke last year. It's like I don't know if ZVT is going to bring the kind of smoke that his brother brought last year.
Yeah, and that's why I think he was drafted a little farther down, in my opinion. I think people are questionable about him. They don't see too much about him. They don't really know what's going on with him. It'll be interesting to see what Bonds Fat's able to do, but I think they're a solid team coming into this.
I'm
Now,
telling you, just to close the Bonds Fat thing, and I'll go on to the next team. Is Bartley's a disappointment? I'm sorry, I love the kid, but the kid just is all about BSF and throwing harder. He actually told me that he thinks he'll make it on Sunday, Cam. I don't know what the heck is the matter with the kid.
he said he
He used to
thinks
be
he'll make it.
he used to be UDC tough, and right now I just think he's UDC soft.
I think Matt Bartley's got to get inside his head a little bit more.
But I'll tell you right now is going on to the next one is Dixon Yass. I don't know what to make of this team, Cam. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Is the draft is up in the air to me. I see some potential. I guess I could say.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Absolutely. What do you got?
I'm looking at our draft board. Is Johnny Weiss out?
Johnny Weiss is out. Supposed knee injury that he got in basketball. So I mean, I know that was a big part of Simlick's strategy, but that was what I was going to go to. Is like almost the opposite problem in my mind of Scotty's team and Bonds Fat is that we got a guy that can sling it in Lucas Simlick. I mean, the kid is all world. I mean, he's all county, all area, all world.
Everybody, yeah.
But I mean, like, who's he going to throw it to? I mean, Johnny Curvis can only catch so many balls.
You're telling me, and that's why I thought. Now that I'm looking at it, a loss of Johnny Weiss. Now you just, for lack of better words, you got no A-listers on that team besides.
I mean, what do you kids call it nowadays, Cam? NPC?
Yeah,
non-playable
NPC.
characters. There's a lot of NPCs on Dixon Yass. I mean, I hate to say it, I love Lucas to death. He's a competitor at heart, but this might be an early exit for this kid.
I agree 100%. I will say only reason that it gives me a little bit of hope for them is that Lucas was very confident in who he was drafting, so maybe he knows a little bit more than we do. But you go down the line.
I mean, maybe he knows something we don't. I mean, I'll tell you the Vrastel pick. I mean, I understand the kid's a fan favorite. I mean, but come on, Cam. This isn't a popularity contest. This is about winning ball games.
100%. And I number their fourth round pick, Gio Longo. I'm telling you, I spoke to him after he got drafted. He kind of brushed it off. So either he's playing cool guy or he doesn't.
I don't think you can be a play cool guy in the HFL, man. I think that's part of the that doesn't breed champions.
It doesn't, and that's why I don't think it's going to work out for them. You go down their list.
I mean, he's got Thatcher, and I mean, I think you made the comment very brilliantly. You talk a little bit about Thatcher, like, really, 8th round? I mean, really?
Yeah.
I mean, the kid has the attributes, I guess you would call it. Good looking, tall,
but that won't relate to out on the field, though, Mike. I'm sorry. I think they drafted pretty sorry over there. Speaking of sorry drafts, I'm going to move it over here. I think this is by far the worst draft we might ever see in history. Keegan Farnes from Caucasian Invasions. Let me tell you this just before we even get into an analysis of them. Keegan Farnes thought he was going to get the first-round pick. He thought he was going to get it so badly that when he didn't, he got the 4th-round pick. He said, and I quote, "I had to act excited like that was my plan all along, that I wanted the 4th-round pick." And with the 4th overall pick, he took the surprise of the draft, Justin Yass. I don't like that pick, in my opinion. I think I actually put it down as one of the worst picks.
I tell you right now, Cam, is Justin Less is going to be a superstar in this league. I just don't know about this year.
I think
The kid is going to be a superstar. Like I said, it's a family business. Corey Less and Evan Less have just they've been goats. You know, they've been goats. They're going to be Hall of Fame inductees, and I think in due time, Justin Less could be a Hall of Famer in due time. But I don't know if this kid can handle the pressure. I understand Farney's a hell of a player, but I don't know if Justin Less can carry the weight of the world on his shoulders.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to. I think it was, I don't want to say a wasted first round pick because Justin Less, very solid player, but you look at the firepower compared to a team like the Mahomies or Bonds Fat, that first round pick doesn't do anything for me really. But if you continue to go down their list, his second overall pick was Drew Jazonic, Mike.
And let me talk about this, man. Yeah, the kid played freshman football and he was good. But the last I checked, we're not kicking field goals in the HFL, are we?
No, we're not. We're not at all. That's what's very surprising about that pick. The guy's a little tall. I got to say he's over 6 foot, but
yeah.
We're not
and I mean,
I'll
go to his next pick is again super athlete, new to the program, Max Steele. The only thing I know about Max Steele is he got his head stepped on about 4 weeks ago on the basketball court. So what's going to happen on the HFL football field?
Looks like he's got some CTE. I don't know if he's going to be running the right routes. And then here's the funniest pick of the draft, in my opinion.
I know where you're going with this. Let's talk about it. Go for it.
You drafted Michael Murphy, round 5.
Let me tell you something, Cam. I understand you're in New Jersey, and we've been trying to do this via Zoom or via whatever live stream. This Murphy kid is talking so much stuff. The kid doesn't say boo for the first 3 years he's in the program, and all of a sudden he starts talking mad smack. I believe this is the kid that dropped the championship pass last year.
No. They could have held on to win, Mike. They could have held on to win, but he pushed. I forgot who he pushed. He pushed might have been Bynum or Mickey Lotus on the last play, down to the last second. Seconds time has expired, and he gets a PI call. How do you get a PI call in the HFL? Tom Less was the referee, and it was so blatant and absurd that he had to call a flag. And you know what happened 5 seconds later? Touchdown, Cam Williams. Game over. Mahomies takedown, Jake the Snake Godfrey.
I remember his name, he will not be mentioned. And then, I mean, moving on, let me tell you something. I saw this kid throw a live bullpen on Sunday, and he told me he's the sleeper of the draft. You know who that is? 7'2" Skeletor, Henry Humes, the Hankster, Henry Rama, Henry, Mr. Viking. Okay, and I'm not talking STL Viking. I'm talking HF Vikings. And let me tell you something about Henry Humes. This kid, put it on, Cam. This kid is coming with all the smoke. If you think Cormac can be a surprise pick, my surprise pick of the draft is Henry Humes, because if this guy can catch a ball, debatable, but if he could catch a ball, why wouldn't you want to have a 7'1" target out there catching touchdowns for you?
Yeah, and I agree wholeheartedly. He's coming from HF blood here, obviously fellow Viking here. But the brothers got stone hands. I'm sorry, Captain, but you got stone hands. You're 7'2". You're lanky. You got no meat on your bones, similar to me. I don't see it. I don't see the pick. You're big and tall. I'd like to see it relate almost into like a Justin Vandertook pick, where very tall, lanky, not the fastest guy in the league, but he gets the job done. So we might see that from Henry Humes there.
Well, I tell you, looking at the draft board right now, I know you're too young, Cam, and I'm too young too, but I've heard the stories. I'm sure you have too. One time back in the day, I believe the Buccaneers drafted Bo Jackson. And he didn't go to Tampa Bay, and then 3 years later, he wound up going to the Raiders. My comparison there is Keegan Farnas took a flyer in the 9th round on Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
Phenomenal player. Kid's awesome. Let's pray for him. God bless you, Jack. We hope things are going good at Benedictine, but you know what? I don't know if he's showing up to the HFL this year. That could be a game changer for Caucasian Invasion, but I just don't see him showing up.
Yeah, and it's almost confirmed. A message was sent out into the group chat saying, like this message if you won't be there. Jack Ryan was the only guy to like the message.
Unless he's doing some misdirection on his cam. Only one that dislikes that message. So I try and do my best as the administrator of the HFL to make sure who's in attendance and who's not, and Jack gave it a big thumbs down.
Jack gave it the big thumbs down. Mike, I just got to run this through. Now that we went through every team, analyzed each team, you mind if we do a power ranking?
Cam, hit me with it. I'm eager to see where you're at. I mean, this is your third year doing this, and I think you're hitting the nail right on the head with some of this draft analysis. So what do you got for the power rankings? Let's start from the bottom and go to the top.
All right, number 6 we'll start with. That's a good call there. Let me change it to 3 screen here real quick because I'm going to put up new logos. We're introducing logos for each team. This is brand new. Nobody's ever seen it before.
HFL every year. I tell you, NFL, you got to take some lessons, Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
Hey, Cam Willy Media, reach out to him, Roger, because you know what? We can give you some lessons on the No Fun League, how to have fun in this stuff.
Oh, 100% we could. I'm going to pull up these drafts right now. These logos. Guys coming in at number 6 for your HFL draft. The power rankings, the first ever power rankings we've seen. Number 6, the worst team in the league coming into the year for the HFL. Number 3. Is this picture going to go up here, Mike?
Oh, let's wait and see. I'm kind of eager to see what the logo looks like. We got a few minutes. Oh,
Dude, we got
I see something
Caucasian
uploading right
Invasion.
now. Caucasian Invasion. Wow.
Caucasian Invasion, just a sorry team, in my opinion, Mike. We already talked about too much. Terrible draft pick from Keegan's.
I mean, when your captain looks like he should be Abercrombie and Fitch model, and is that the duck face cam that we see their quarterback sporting right there?
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of duck face. I don't know what's going on there.
And it looks like Murphy. I know it's a yellow. It looks like he's waving the white flag already. That they're going to be out of it.
Oh, I believe, Mike. I believe that's a penalty flag. I believe it's a penalty flag he's holding. Maybe signifying something. I don't know.
Hey, you got to keep your hands to yourself in this league.
Sometimes you got to learn the hard way. Number 5.
Who do you got at number 5 coming in, Cam?
Number 5. You may not like it, but it had to be done, Mike. I'm sorry. I think you think more highly of them, but coming in number 5, the YN.
Wow. Let me tell you something. I know we didn't do a draft analysis because they didn't really have a draft, folks. The only thing that scares me about the YNs is they're all 26s and they're all the size of houses. But you know what? I don't think they understand what continuity means. And that's not a shot up north. It's just, when you're going into your 3rd season of the HFL right now and you just throw guys together and you think that practicing in a little park up in Wisconsin is going to make you better, that's not having a group chat. That's not coming with a uniform.
Nope.
That's not having plays already drawn up in your head. That's not having a leader like Corey Less, because let's be honest, Corey he's the leader, and I don't know if the other Louisville guy, we'll just leave it at that, has the chutzpah that Corey has.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think the boys up north will be able to handle the Southsiders, and also Mike mentioned these guys won't be here. These guys will be here just about 3 hours after the games have started, coming from an RJ Fergus practice. The brothers might have been throwing up.
I tell you, I love it. Me and you are on the same page. I can do this for you for years to come. Yeah. You said the thing that came out of my mouth. And RJ Fergus practice is like going through boot camp. Try 100%. And have the energy for the HFL.
100%. And then pair that with an hour-and-a-half drive down to the slums of Joliet. I don't think it's
going to be tough hitting Laraway and Chicago Street after an RJ Fergus practice. I can tell you that much.
100%.
Who you have coming in at number 4, Cam?
Number 4 here. This may surprise some folks out there. Let's get this picture in. Great logos, by the way. I'd like to say.
Hey, Cam Willy Media did a heck of a job with it. Number 4, the Mahomie Killas. Wow. Cam, I don't want to disagree with you. I mean, I feel MJ strong, but tell me why you have him ranking in at number 4.
We made a little bit of mention of it earlier. I think they're really old. There are 2 older guys for the most part. You can count 3 with Cole Sisti, but your second oldest guy is Caden Bond. I don't see him doing much for the Mahomie.
We didn't talk about him because we know he's not much.
He's not much. He's just another guy out there who might do something here and there, but I don't see too much.
Maybe he'll bring some farm and fleet stuff. Oh wait, he works at Hy-Vee. My bad. I hope his mom doesn't come, because his mom might come with more fire than he does.
His mom would. That's the problem. His mom is a more dedicated, determined, gritty fighter than him. Like we said, Mahomie Killas got a young team.
Hey, Mrs. Bond, MJ's looking for a spot. Welcome. You're welcome.
If you are more than welcome to play, we'll actually allow you to play. Coming in at number 3, Mike, this is going to surprise some people because we did kind of harp on them pretty hard. They will have a new logo coming out soon, updated logo. You got Dixon Yass, number 3.
Let me see. Lucas Simlick. Hey, like I said, Cam, I respect your opinion. I like your style. I like your moves. Lucas Simlick's a winner. I will give him that. I don't think he has the chutzpah that you think he has, but tell me what you think Lucas has.
Well, I'll tell you this too. This may have changed my opinions, flip-flopping Mahomie Killas and Dixon Yass. Now that Weiss is gone, which was unbeknownst to me up until today. But here's the thing, right? Just if you go back to the stream, with every pick, Simlick was welcome to the team. Simlick's a dog. I think he'll be able to. He's like if I'm a receiver for the Packers when Aaron Rodgers was in his prime, I could get a touchdown. Aaron Rodgers will be able to feed me. He'll be able to do the job by himself. I think this will depend on Lucas Similik's aura and ability to be able to do it by himself for the most part because he's got a young, random squad, but he had a plan, and I believe in Lucas Similik.
And let me tell you, the one thing I know this kid well, I brought him to the program. Kid hates to lose. And let me tell you something. When there's a will, there's a way. And the kid's got grit, man. The kid's Joliet tough. I know he lives in Shorewood, but he's Joliet tough, man. He's Joliet tough.
100%.
Who do you have in number 2?
Number 2, I think it's pretty obvious here, in my opinion, and I've been harping on him all day. It's going to be Bonds Fat for number 2.
Wow. Let me tell you, wow. I love the logo here, man. I mean, nothing epitomizes what Scotty's trying to build except what I see on the screen. Yeah. You know, I would flip Mahomie Killas and Bonds Fat. That's just me personally. I just have not that I have more faith in MJ or Scotty. I think they both know ball and they both play. I just think that I don't know. I don't know if Scotty has the supporting cast to make it this far. And I mean, looking at the conferences, I know this is a power rankings. It's not about the conferences. Bonds Fat's got to get through the one team that we haven't announced yet, and I don't think they got the gumption, Cam.
You make a very good point there. I don't think anyone has the abilities to beat them, but I'm gonna disagree with you on that. Saying Bonds Fat doesn't have the supporting cast. I think they have the best supporting cast, other than the Mahomies out there. And to be fair, I'm going off last year, like you said, continuity. Scotty's been there, done that. Wore a T-shirt, overtook a Hall of Famer because the Hall of Famer couldn't get the job done. Scotty off the door stepped in, said, "Hold on, hold my phone here."
And you know what? I'll tell you this, Cam. I'm not agreeing with you on this, but I will give you some solid brownie points on this. Is he has a summer under Mark Dorn, and when you have a summer under Mark Dorn, it just makes you different. And I think Scotty's just gonna. Maybe Scotty comes in different. The only thing that worries me about Bonds Fat, man, they don't got anybody slinging that rock. I don't want to see Scotty slinging that rock. I want to see Scotty toting in some touchdowns. I don't want to see Scotty slinging that rock. He ain't Jonas.
If Scotty
he
has
can
to
pick off
sling the
Jonas,
rock,
but he ain't Jonas.
Yeah, he can pick him off. He can do a great job picking him off, but nobody compares to Jonas. It's
so
going to be.
Tell me who your number 1 is, Kim. I mean, this is easy. I mean, to be the best, you got to beat the best. I believe Ric Flair said that, and I mean,
100%. And coming in, the Mahomies, just the absolute number 1.
I heard if it wasn't Super Bowl Sunday, Patrick would have flown in for this game. That's just my sources. Yeah. But you know, the guy's all about winning. I totally get it. I mean, like, look at that team. You add the people that we talked about earlier, but it's like, I mean, look at that core, man. Mickey Lotus, Case and Bynum. We didn't even give Case and Bynum as just the kid was the MVP last year. The kid is all time. I mean, all time. I'll say it time and time again. Bradley Bourbonnais, finest. The kid's amazing.
100%, yeah. And we didn't even harp on him at all. Jackson Rudolph, the other big man. It's going to be 3 big men. Me, Mike, and Jackson Rudolph just doing our absolute best because that's all we need to do. We don't have to be the guys out there.
We didn't even talk about the fact that Corey's not going to have to play defense this year. That's how deep we are. Corey's just going to be slinging that rock, and it's like, I mean, the kid's amazing.
It's the Mahomies last year would still be the champions this year. And now Corey with the masterclass draft, adding some young guns and some guys with some fire and some grit like Edgy.
And let me tell you that. I'm not even talking about the draft capital, Cam. You know what? To be the best, you got to dress for success. And when Corey walked into that draft coming from Mount Carmel and that seat and everything, I knew right there I wanted to be a Mahomie. And I was lucky enough that he drafted me.
100%. And you did get drafted at Ultimate Vise guy. You're going to be running routes with us. You're going to be running plays. I think it's hard for us, the Mahomies, to lose.
Let me tell you something. If championships stay together, it's going to be a long time before I retire from the HFL because I have a feeling that I'm going to be old and gray by the time that I take this jersey off.
I agree 100%. As long as this team, this core, and our new guys stick together, Mike, it's going to be hard for any team to take them down. There's going to have to be some young bulls up and coming in the hitters program to be able to take these guys down because I got to tell you, we run through the list again real quick. The YNs, the Mahomie Killas, Bonds Fat, Caucasian Invasion, Dixon Yass. I don't think any team even comes close to the Mahomies this year, Mike.
I get it, man. I mean, we're starting a modern-day Patriots dynasty, a modern-day Chiefs dynasty. You know, I think the Eagles dethroned the Chiefs this weekend. I'm going to do that for my boy Cam Willy. But 100%. You know what? It's because there's one difference between Patrick Mahomes and the Mahomies. we win all the time. Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes ain't winning this weekend. One Mahomes will be winning this weekend, folks, and it ain't Patrick. I'm just
Right.
being honest with you. As you
That's
look behind me as we close here in the last 30 seconds, this office is missing one thing. We're gonna put a little stand right here, and that trophy that you see on the screen is coming home. It's coming home
that
to Daddy,
trophy right
folks.
there. It's coming home where it rightfully deserves to be, with new everything, new aura. We got a new team to it. Mike, the Mahomies will not lose. We will run it back. The two-peat is
Well,
here. Two-peat is alive and well.
Well, I know we're running short on time, Cam. Just want to tell everybody, remind everybody, we have a scheduled release tomorrow. After we film the video, we will post it. We're going to post this one right now. Want you guys all to watch it. Hope you enjoyed it. And you know what? At the end of the day, HFL 3 coming at you.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Schedule release tomorrow.